All right, let's connect today, January 7th, 2024, coming at you for the live stream, talk about the Walking Dead universe, all things Walking Dead, the ones who live, 7 weeks away, all that good stuff, holidays, haven't talked to you in a little bit, a couple weeks, watching Reacher, call other shows, movies, anything you want to talk about, let me know in the chat, always welcome here. Thank you guys for being a part of this, where you're watching it on the replay or live, because we'll be talking for the next hour. Today is the last day of the regular season for the NFL 2023-2024 season, so that's pretty awesome. And big games if your team's in the hunt for the playoffs. If they're not, for those who don't know, I'm a Cowboys fan, so hopefully they can win the division, which is crazy that the Eagles let that happen. But either way, I'll take it, so I'm good. So no idea when that's coming, Jason. Good luck with that. So, yeah, let's talk about the trailer, Walking Dead, the ones who live. Where is it? No trailer. No idea. Where's it been? Where's it going to be? Teaser after teaser after teaser after teaser. No idea. What are they doing, right? So today is 7 weeks away from the premiere of The Ones Who Live. February 25th is, I believe, 49 days away. So 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks. That's crazy. 7 weeks will be here before you know it. So I haven't seen you guys in 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. I don't remember what it was. But Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Kwanzaa, Festivus, all that stuff. I haven't seen you. So pretty cool stuff. Just hopefully you're here having a good time. I'm appreciating you guys being here for this live stream, into the new year. And it's still going to be talking about The Ones Who Live, Daryl Dixon, Dead City, all the stuff with The Walking Dead. Hopefully we'll get some more news, maybe other potential shows or this. And there's like all this stuff coming out on social media. And, The Walking Dead universe is still the universe of speculation. Like, I saw this thing somewhere that someone shared. Robert Kirkman wants to have an animated series of The Walking Dead, an actual rendition of it. Great. I bet he does, because he wants to make millions and more millions of it. So why not, right? And the comic is done, so who cares? He can do whatever he wants, continue to make millions of dollars. Cool. Would I watch it? Maybe. Would it be worth watching it? Who knows? I mean, I don't care about reading the comic or seeing the comic that I already read and saw and went through and the main show is over. So it's done. I mean, it'd be kind of cool. We were watching What If on Disney Plus, and that's cool because it's definitely something that you just see a what if scenario. And if they do that, like if the Walking Dead universe copies Marvel, is it cheesy? Is it cool? As it is, they're just kind of running out of ideas too. If they do the idea of, oh, what if this happened or what if that happened, like the video game stuff situation. But who cares? The Walking Dead is The Walking Dead. Marvel is Marvel, and DC is DC, and so on and so forth. So, watching Reacher. If you have not watched Reacher on Amazon and you like action-packed good stuff, it's good. My wife and I recently just watched the first Jack Reacher movie with Tom Cruise, and it's a good movie. Now, Tom Cruise is not 6'5", army badass. He's probably 5'10". He's a short guy, but he can still act. He's an action star, and he can do everything, and the story is good. It's a good movie. The first movie is good. The second one with him and Kobe, whatever, and it's just not, no. The first one is good. It sets up the show, and the show is good to continue on with more of a rendition from the books. Because everybody I talk to when they talk about Reacher, especially my father-in-law, he's like, it's not Reacher. Reacher is not Tom Cruise. They cast the wrong guy. Well, if you look at it, too, I believe that he was a producer or something of that movie, Tom Cruise, so he probably made a bunch of money because he was connected that way, too. That's how you really make the money. You want to write, star, produce, have multiple roles for it. That's how you make the big bucks. Look at Sylvester Stallone. Look at all the stuff there. You want to be connected with it. And Denai Guerrera and Andrew Lincoln are both connected with The Ones Who Live. They are executive producers. I don't know if I doubt they're writing the show, but they probably have creative leniency with the show, their characters. somewhat, somehow. I don't know how much it's going to be, but ultimately, hopefully, the show. So I made a video talking about it yesterday, and the different teaser with the boots and stuff, and it's just kind of laughable. Like, they're showing everything but a character. Besides so we did get a little teaser where we got to see Rick and Michonne and this and that, but we're still waiting on like an actual trailer. A minute, 2 minutes, whatever, to see some clips and stuff in there. So we saw a teaser trailer and then a shorter teaser and a shorter teaser. When are we going to get the actual trailer? Like, is it going to be a month out? Are we going to get it January 25th? I mean, we're 7 weeks away. We're getting closer and closer and closer. Some people thought it was going to come out last week. Again, there's all this speculation and rumors and news, and it's just so crazy. So the latest thing is that the trailer was going to come out this past week. Didn't happen. We had a little teaser. Some people are saying that Morgan is going to carry the second season of the show, possibly with Michonne. So it's just all these rumors and speculation, and they just take it with a grain of salt, and it's just laughable at this point. So we'll have to see actually how it goes down. And, you know, there's not a lot of credible sources out there anymore for stuff, but the ones that do kind of get filming and information, they are pretty good, but there's just not any talk from those sources just yet. James, hey man, how are you doing? How are you gonna watch Echo? It looks so good. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch Echo. I've seen, a couple little things about it on there as well, and it looks good. I like Daredevil on Netflix. Daredevil, especially season 2 with the Punisher and John Bernthal, was amazing. And if we can copy, replicate, continue something with the lines of that, so Daredevil, Kingpin, Punisher. It just seems really cool. Like, it seems live action, gritty, violent, mature audiences, like that's kind of what people want, I guess, right? But this year, 2024, should be some pretty good entertainment-wise. And 2023 was pretty good, too. I mean, Dead City was good. Daryl Dixon was great. I'm hoping The Ones Who Live is great. I'm hoping Daryl Dixon Season 2, The Book of Carol, is great. I'm hoping all that stuff's there. Be pretty awesome. And then, other shows and movies, House of the Dragon Season 2 is this summer. It's just a lot of stuff's coming out, so I'm excited. Yeah. So Rob K, here's another rumor. He says, do you think Coleman Domingo will replace Jonathan Majors as Kang the Conqueror? I don't care. Like, I don't, Coleman Domingo is okay. Like, Strand to me was, just a blah character. And Coleman, whatever he's been in, has been all right. Like, he's been minor roles. So I don't know of him being really anything that great of an actor. And, does he need to play Kang? I don't know. I mean, the Jonathan Majors thing with the lawsuit and this and him being found guilty and him done playing the character is just kind of connected with Marvel's fall. Since Endgame, it hasn't been good. There's been moments where it's been pretty good with shows, and majority of the shows on Disney Plus were average to bad. Some were great, some were okay, some more were bad. Now, as for playing Kang, I don't care. I don't care about that character. I'm more focused on the X-Men and Deadpool 3. I really don't care about, Kang and all that crap. Loki was just, season 2 was junk. It's just, I don't know. It's just there. Brendan asks, when do you think the trailer is dropping? I have no idea, Brendan. And that's one of those things where I want it to be good. I want it to be dropped already. Like, I don't know why it didn't drop around Christmas. Because that would have been exactly 2 months out. And I don't know what they're doing. Because I feel like once they have a trailer, there has been a tendency for Walking Dead trailers to be giving stuff out, ruining things. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Just giving stuff away. And there's been stuff in the past where trailers were misleading. Go look at, I stand by this, go back and look at Season 6 trailer 6A for The Walking Dead. And Season 6 is a great season. One of the best, if not the best in my opinion. But the first trailer is like, Morgan, Rick, who's going to find each other? They want to fight each other. They don't like each other. They don't get along. Oh my God, who's going to win out? Who's going to do this? It's like so stupid. And it's not even that way at all. Like they play it up. They hype it up so much. And it's there, but not to the level of there too. So I don't know who Carver is, but I don't know. You know, the hypotheticals I don't really like because it's just laughable. Jonathan Wilder, hey Brian, how you been? Haven't seen you since last year. How your holidays been? My holidays were good. We had to go down to South Florida, come back, do this, have our holiday here, took it easy. You know, it's been good. So how about you guys? I know John's my wrestling guy. WrestleMania. So Royal Rumble will be here on the 27th. Oh yeah, Carver. Psst, Jesus would kick Carver's butt. If Carver got knocked out by Negan, Jesus is probably the best fighter in the Walking Dead universe. And they didn't show it very well because they really had lackluster action sequences and just they wasted the character, in my opinion. Carver would get destroyed by Jesus. You know, he wouldn't even be close. But that just goes to show you, like, who cares about the Reapers and Carver? Like, that's just so laughable who they were. They were just another hyped up thing, overhyped thing that fell flat on its face. And The Walking Dead did that time and time again. And I really hope that doesn't happen with the World Beyond. World Beyond. That's what I was going. World Beyond Part 2. The Ones Who Live. Because I feel like, okay, we're going to get Rick and Michonne. They're going to be great. Right? They're going to be, obviously. Rick and Michonne are some of the best characters and actors on the show. But I need more than just them finding each other. I need more than them taking on CRM. Because The Walking Dead just wasn't about Rick. It was about Rick and the group and Shane and then Daryl and then Carol and then Maggie and Glenn and then Abraham. Like all these other characters, right? It was kind of a cool thing to see when we got to see more and more characters because it really branched out. And the characters that they added were great because it added a new thing to the story. Like every season was better and better and better and all these other characters. And I saw an interesting fact about the Walking Dead universe that Jeffrey DeMunn, who played Dale on The Walking Dead, wanted to be killed off. I'm not going to get into anime. I got like so many other things going on in my life. I'm not going to join the anime universe because that seems so crazy and over the top, John. Sorry, bro. I don't have the time for that. Maybe when I retire in 25 years, I'll check out anime. But there was talk, and I don't know, a Walking Dead fact, about Herschel only survived the farm because Dale died, taking the place of that death because Jeffrey DeMunn wanted to be killed off because of Frank Darabont in that situation. Because if you know The Mist, you know Frank Darabont's connection with a lot of those actors from that movie that came onto The Walking Dead. And Jeffrey DeMunn was like, I'm going to leave off the show. I want to be off the show because Frank was fired. And then he was like, no, actually, I want to stay. And they're like, too late. Boom. Sorry, brother. Gone. And Herschel survived because of that. Initially, Herschel was going to die on the farm, which would have been crazy because look at all the major moments that would have happened that would have changed because of Herschel's death. If that happened on there, too. The prison sequence would have been drastically different and all this stuff would have been different. So, you know, a fact, right? We'll see if that is true, if it ever comes out or not. But at the end of the day, we get what we get and we don't get upset. That's how it is, the show, and that's how it goes. So, but the big deal with, you know, the Walking Dead universe for me is that I want to have it end. We need the Walking Dead end. You know, it needs to end. It needs to be wrapped up. We need a satisfying ending. And it goes back to Frank Darabont. Sorry, I'm on the Frank Darabont kick. Was Robert Kirkman. He made The Walking Dead because he wanted to make the zombie apocalypse story that never ended. Because when you watch the movies, They get to a certain point, and then the survivors, and it's over. Everybody dies, or it's implied that everybody dies, or they get to the island, and then what? Then what? Then what? Then what? So the comic was going on for 193 issues, and it was a long time coming, over so many years, and boom, it was over. But it was a long comic series. And they got to the, Commonwealth, and they survived, and some people died, and some people lived, and some people took over spots, and it was great. But it was really cool that it lasted for as long as it did, and it ended. But it going back to Rick Grimes' death in the comic was just laughable, because the comic was Rick, he can die and other characters can carry the comic. Rick dies and they have one more issue and then it's over. So I guess it can't carry it. I guess Carl can't carry it. I guess no one else can carry it, right? And I guess he didn't have any more story, or he gave up on it, or he gave up to, I don't know. It was just one of those things for that too. And the show kind of feels that way. They just got to their point. They did what they had to do in there. But there's still a lot left on the table, especially the CRM thing. CRM needs to be resolved. And it can't be resolved in The Ones Who Live, because that's 6 episodes. CRM came around many seasons ago in The Walking Dead. It was briefly on Fear the Walking Dead. World Beyond is all about that. And who do I think opened the door? I don't know. Rick, dressed up in a CRM outfit. I don't know. But so the thing about The Walking Dead was that there's still so much left out there. And it doesn't need to be resolved. Not everything needs to be answered. As a writer, I kind of want to have everything wrapped up in my stories, but you can kind of go on for a long time until you can't. Until you feel all right, that's a good stopping point, or that's a good thing, and that's a good way to end it, or right there, this resolution with this, and start up a new thing, or don't. Especially in the zombie apocalypse. It's easy to have everybody live, everybody die, the military show up, there's a cure, there's not. There's a lot of different ways to end it. But at the end of the day, the Walking Dead universe is still going. I don't know how strong it is, because I do like the characters are still around. And a lot of people, especially in the chat here and all the time, they're like, why didn't they just make The Walking Dead season 12? Why did they just do this? Why don't they have the main characters? Or why don't they do that? Well, the main characters, there's a lot of characters. Look at all the people that survived. Majority of the people survived the Walking Dead series. You have a handful of characters that could be in their own show. But, so you have the Commonwealth, you have Alexandria, you have Hilltop, you have Oceanside, now you have the Bricks, and then you have the city, then you have Philadelphia, then you have New Babylon. Now you have so many. You have 9 France. There's 10 areas that you could focus on. How could you have 16 episodes of that? Every episode will be a different person, a different character, a different story, a different thing. Maybe they connect, maybe they don't. So at the end of the day, it's probably far cheaper, just from a salary standpoint, to pay 2-3 main characters, 2 main characters, and then a bunch of smaller characters making money. And you can wrap stuff up and kill this character off and bring this character. Will it all connect? Will it not connect? Will Morgan find Rick? Will Rick be reunited with Judith and meet RJ and do this and do that? Will Rick die at the end of the 6th episode? A lot of questions remain out there too. Remember, we were supposed to get Rick Grimes movies. 3 movies. And you can do 6 episodes, hopefully, of an hour or just under an hour. They'll probably be 43 minutes. And then you can do, 2 hours. And the movies will probably be an hour and 45 minutes anyway, an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours at the most. So that's the same, give or take a couple minutes, of 6 episodes, hour-long episodes, or 3 2-hour-long movies. It's 6 hours. So it works out. Now, a movie isn't, but it basically, The Walking Dead every season was like a movie. They were like 16 episodes. So 2 episodes, so they're 45 minutes each episode, and there's 2 of them. That's 90 minutes. That's an hour and a half. That's like 8 movies, 16 episodes. And that's crazy because back in the day, shows were 30 minutes. And if you go back and watch them now, you know that they're not 30 minutes because it's like 21 minutes. So there's like 8.5 minutes of commercials in your half-hour window, which is crazy if you think about it. Back in the day, remember going to watch a show on TV? Because there was no streaming stuff. You have to put on the TV. Oh, it's 8 o'clock. Put on show. Boom, boom. It's TGIF. Boom, put it on. And you put it on, and you watch it, and that's what it was. Unless you, recorded it, taped it, then you could watch it later. But ultimately, not a lot of people did, especially for regular episodes. So, and they were half-hour long. The TGIF episodes were half-hour each. 4 half-hour episodes of the shows, 4 different shows, 2 hours long. So then all that commercial time in there. It's crazy. Making a lot of money for all those networks. But now there's streaming, and there's this, and there's that. And there's a lot of different competition out there with, Amazon and Netflix and Hulu and Apple and, just a lot of good stuff that's out there. And it's awesome because a lot more stuff is out there too, because it's pretty interesting to watch the shows and where they come now on Netflix because they have their own shows. Amazon, their exclusive stuff that's on there, and it's cool. Even HBO Max and this and that. And, I was watching, I was watching Sopranos yesterday because I had to do stuff around the house, and I was putting on the HBO, and I watched the end of Watchmen, the movie, not the series, and then the Sopranos was coming on. It was season 2, episode 1. And I was like, wow, this is still a great series. And I know what's going to happen, and I know the characters, and I know the stories, and I've watched the series probably all the way through at least 2 times now. And I still enjoy the episodes of it. And it's really awesome for that, And it's just something said about a good series like that. And I don't know where the future of the Walking Dead universe is going to go. And I saw this lady posted in one of these groups I'm in on Facebook that she's watched The Walking Dead, restarted it now, like 28 times. So I don't know if she was exaggerating or if she was legit or if it was that. But to watch the show 28 times, and it's not like it's 2 or 3 seasons. It's a long time. And I'm sure she probably watched it when it was less, so that counts and it counts and it counts. I doubt she's watched season 1 through season 11 28 times. But I'm sure she's watched it enough. And the good days of The Walking Dead are, between seasons 1 through 6. After we get to season 7, it's like, season 8 was better, season 9 was better, season 10 and 11, they were much better, even though the extra episodes of season, it was crazy. So, ultimately, The Walking Dead universe is still going strong, but I need a resolution. You have to wrap it up, AMC and Walking Dead. You can't just keep it going. Like it's going to be 2030 and they're like, oh, Daryl Dixon, season 5, season 6, season 17, whatever it is. Like it's going to be crazy. Oh, Dead City, season 12. You're like, what? Serious? I don't know. But yeah, Reacher is awesome. It's a good show. Like I just like the actor. I think the story's good. And it's just cool, the actors that are in there too, besides Alan Richardson. John, my wrestling guide, who do you think is going to win Royal Rumble? Do you think AJ Lee and Sasha Banks? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know which way we're going to go. Royal Rumble is the start of the wrestling season. It's the first pay-per-view, the big pay-per-view of the season, the Royal Rumble, and then I watch basically Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, and SummerSlam. Those are the 3 big ones that I watch. Maybe a couple other small things here and there too, but I have no idea. I feel really bad for Charlotte Flair. So Ashley Flair is her real name is Ashley. She tore her ACL, MCL, and I think medium meniscus or something. So she had surgery. And my wife showed me a thing on her Instagram, and then I checked it out because I don't follow her. But she had surgery, and she was working with a couple people there, one of the physical therapists. I was actually there for one of my clinical rotations, in 2009. So, 15 years ago. And I saw the therapist working with her, and I was like, oh, that's Kevin. And working with her, and she's got a long way to go, after, just having surgery basically and working on range of motion and then strengthening and then trying to get everything back. And, she's not just some easy little wrestler. She does backflips and she does around a lot of stuff. And it's a long time coming. So hopefully in a year, she'll be back wrestling. So I would assume next, Royal Rumble, she'll be back wrestling. Slizzle2290, thank you for the super chat. In a fictional 1-to-1, TV Reacher or Beta? Oh, Reacher all day. Reacher is a, special ops, special forces, army, just badass. Beta was a country singer. No. The only thing Beta had was a way to blend in, which didn't make sense because he's so gigantic that I don't know how he wasn't shot. But it was really convenient in the Walking Dead universe where they didn't have, especially the TV show, they didn't have guns. They didn't have ammunition. Or they had guns. They didn't have ammunition. They didn't have all the stuff to just mow down all the walkers and the whisperers. Right? Yeah. Jeannie says, Carol can take both Reacher and Beta. In the Walking Dead universe, well, Reacher wouldn't go against Carol or whatever. Like Reacher to me is the quintessential hero, the just epitome of a good guy that wants to be left alone, that doesn't get involved with things that he don't need to get involved with, but he's a badass dude, and don't piss him off and don't go against him or his team or anything like that, because you're gonna wake a sleeping giant, Yeah, Beta would probably put Reacher to sleep with his singing, and then, no, I'm just kidding. So Reacher would dominate for sure. It's pretty funny. So Beta is supposed to be this basketball player in the comic, and then on the show, he was a country singer. And Ryan Hurst is a big dude. He's probably 6'3", just like Alan Richardson, who plays Reacher, but Reacher is 6'5", and Beta in the comic is 7 feet tall. He's a basketball player. And he just would stand out so much taller than the average walker. The average height of people is probably less than 6 foot. And if you ever met a 7 foot tall person, if you ever have been around someone who's 7 feet tall, I'm 6'1", and 7'1" is another, it's pretty tall. I've met, when I was in college, there was this guy who was on the basketball team. He was 7'6" or 7'5" or something. And I'd see him walking around the campus, and he was just he was tall and skinny. And I met Manute Bol and people like that too, who were 7'6" and 7'5", and they were tall. And if you're a foot taller, if someone's a foot taller than you, that's pretty tall. That's pretty big. So I guess Beta could have scrunched down and had really bad posture, kind of a thing. Yeah, exactly. So Slizzle says I'm 6'4", met a 7 foot. Yeah, 7 feet tall is huge. I would love to meet Shaq. There's two people. I would love to meet Shaq, and I would also love to meet Danny DeVito. Because Danny DeVito is a great actor. He's from Jersey. I think he's awesome. I think he's funny. I think it'd be really cool to meet Danny because he's really short. He's 4'10" or 4'9" or whatever. And my mother-in-law, she's 4'10", and so she's tiny. And also meeting Shaq, who's 300 pounds, maybe a little less now, hopefully a little less now, but over 7 feet tall, 7 feet or 7'1" or whatever. And it's just crazy. But yeah. So we're watching Reacher, we're watching What If, we're watching Hard Knocks, with the Dolphins, which is awesome. I watched this weird movie with Nicolas Cage, and it's called Deep something. I forget. It's about dreams, and he's this professor, and I forget what it's even called. But it's it's so weird. And it's such a weird movie, even from the beginning to the end. And I think Nicolas Cage is a great actor. Even he could play action, he can be weird, he can be serious, he can be this, and it's just a weird movie. And it's something that I'm just like, man, I can't believe this movie was made, and I don't understand the premise of what it's supposed to be at the end of it too. So we watched that. I really want to see Iron Claw. I haven't seen that, but I want to see that one. Be the next movie I want to see. And we watched The Godfather yesterday with on Showtime, and it's still a great movie. Like watching so I was watching The Sopranos, I was watching The Godfather, and then I watched an episode of Everybody Loves Raymond. I think it's like season 5, episode 1, where they go to Italy. And I was like, man, we got this Italian connection going on here. I mean, it might be my subconscious or some message to say my wife and I have to go to Italy. Not now, but in some time. Maybe probably when we're retired. It'd be kind of cool to go around Italy, to see Italy. Jonathan Wilder says, so I'm turning the big 3-0 this Tuesday. What did you do on your 30th birthday? Well, happy early birthday, John. On my 30th birthday? I don't know. Like, that was over 10 birthdays ago for me. So I don't know. Like, that was a long time ago. Like, it's kind of a big deal, but after you hit the age of 20, 21, 30's kind of, I guess every time you hit a milestone of like 30, 40, 50, 60, I guess those are the big birthdays. But I don't even remember. I mean, that's crazy. That was, a long time ago. Probably just took it easy. I'm more of a low-key birthday person. Like, I like to get like pizza, wings, some soda, maybe some beer, take a shot of tequila, and that's it. Watch something, watch a movie. We watched that movie Rebel Moon. So that's another thing I want to talk to you guys about, was Rebel Moon because that came out the 22nd, and we watched it on the 20th. It came out the 21st. I don't know. Either way, it came out, the 22nd on Netflix. And that movie was an extremely disappointment. I was like, what is this movie? So did you guys see Rebel Moon on Netflix? I mean, the cast is good. The story seems good. But it's just like nothing. It's just like, I don't care about these characters. The story makes like little to no sense. The action is there when it's there, but it doesn't really fit. It's just, what is this nonsense? And it sucks because and it's supposed to be in 2 parts, and the second part comes out in April, and it's going to be like, action-packed, the second part. But it's like, what am I watching here? It's just like nonsense. Did you guys see Rebel Moon? Let me know your thoughts about Rebel Moon. Did you like it? Did you not like it? And I like Zack Snyder. I like him. I like his movies. I like stuff. And I don't want to hate on his stuff. Like, I like the zombie one that he did in Las Vegas. I like that movie. I like a lot of his stuff. And I love the movie Dawn of the Dead with him and James Gunn. But it just seemed like a good movie in theory, but the execution was lackluster. The story was just like half written. It was just like, what is this? And if you guys watch From, and if you haven't watched From, I recommend it. From is currently filming season 3 now. I'm pretty sure they film in like Vancouver area, British Columbia, or whatever it is. And I'm glad that they're really filming it, because I want to see how that ends too. Like, if you know anything about From, we watched another movie actually has Tabitha from in it. It's called Silent Night with what's his name, Joel something. He's the guy from Suicide Squad and a couple other movies and everything too. The movie, it's just tough because there's like no talking in it. And it's silent night. And I don't want to give too much away with it, but it's tough to watch because there's really no dialogue. And I don't need a lot of dialogue, but I need more than what was provided there. Like, no one talks in the movie. And Tabitha is the wife of the guy Joel from Suicide Squad. And something happens, and it's a crazy action movie by John Woo, I think, as he made the movie. And it's just crazy. I'm like, what is this? But, the next movie I really want to see is Iron Claw. If anybody's seen it, don't, I mean, you can tell me if it's good or not, but I'm hoping it's good. But other than that, guys, what are you guys watching? What shows are tying you over until February 25th? What are you excited for? Last time I talked about the news about, or in one of my videos, I talked about the news. What's Night Swim? You want to see Night Swim? I don't know what that is. But the Dead City Season 2 is supposed to film in March in Massachusetts, is the word. So you can film in Massachusetts and still call it New York City. And just like they filmed in Jersey, you can call it New York. But that's across the river, and Massachusetts is pretty close to New York too. So, but some of it could be filmed in New York. I don't know, but Night Swim is a horror movie about a haunted swimming pool. Man, that sounds terrible. Just like the Winnie the Pooh movie. And now they have a Mickey Mouse movie. So I recently saw something about Mickey Mouse, the original like Steamboat Willie. That Mickey Mouse, not the current Mickey Mouse. But Mickey Mouse became public domain because the trademark expired. And so they're making another horror movie about that. Like with that Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse style. Come on, what are we doing? It's a Mickey Mouse Trap. That's what it's called? Mickey Mouse's Trap? Mickey's Mouse Trap? Oh my God, that sounds terrible. Just like Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey or something was called. Like, what are you doing? These D-list movies. Right? So I love how there's a conversation now talking about the swimming pool that's haunted. Just drain the pool, Harder Nixie says. Jonathan Waters says, have you ever heard of Al? Is that Al or AI? They have AI Eminem music as if Eminem made it himself, but he didn't. So it's AI. I have not. That's kind of a crazy thing that AI can take someone's likeness or sound or voice or whatever and create other music. Like I wonder if AI is going to be able to do that with dead celebrities, because you'll be surprised that so many foundations or companies or LLCs or whatever own the rights to a dead celebrity. Like, I don't know who owns Michael Jackson or Tupac or Biggie or Elvis or Marilyn Monroe or the people like that. Like, you can sell your rights before you die to companies, I think. Is last time I heard. I don't know if they still do that, but I could be mistaken. But I believe I heard something like that too. So, it would be interesting if they made something of a person that's iconic, like Bruce Lee or something, right? Like, I love Bruce Lee, but he's been dead for a long time. And what if AI made some sort of movie with him in it, but it's clearly digital because we know that he's not alive, or like you recreated Tupac or something, and it's just, I don't know. Like, could you do that? Would people care? Would people be into that or not? I don't know. And then you're going to run into this whole thing about AI doing this and doing that. And, I believe in AI. I believe in technology. I believe in that stuff too. If you read my book series, that's a product in the story. It's a big part of the story. It's a big foundation of, the zombie apocalypse in my story, Fight for Us. But technology and everything there is interesting because it's something that, once we had the internet or cell phones or computer processing on a scale that everyone could have, that opens everything up. And it's just getting faster and faster and faster and building on it. And I don't know what it is because everyone fears, what AI could turn on, society and humans and just go against that. And that's what everyone's afraid of. And hopefully there'll be safeguards for that. That'd be crazy to be like, we built this machine and then this machine killed us like Terminators. Like, that's crazy. And don't be like, oh, I can control it, or there's a kill switch, or there's this, or there's that. Just don't make it capable to do anything like that, too. Don't give it the connections to do that. But, we'll see how it ends. We'll see what happens. We'll see there. Hopefully, it'll be gone in my lifetime, whatever. But I can see AI is important. Like, for those who don't know, I'm a physical therapist, and all my documentation is through the computer. And it would be really cool if AI helped me with documentation or even treatment or even something, some sort of way to assist. Like, AI will never be able to take my job because I have to be able to talk with people. I have to be able to do manual therapy or exercise or activities or some sort of thing with them. AI can, you couldn't have that sort of thing done, take their place of person in that realm, but you can help with technology and documentation on there too. Unless we lose power and, the power grid and everything. That's a whole other, crazy thing about it. But, in a zombie apocalypse with the Walking Dead universe, it's like, I feel like they never really had technology. It was before iPhones. It was before smartphones. It was before smart grids. It was before AI. It was before all that stuff. And I would love my story to be adapted, but I would love a story to be set in the future where that happens, but technology and all that stuff is there to help people. Like, if you've ever lost power for days, so you have no electricity, you have no internet, you have no TV, you have phones, but you have to use your data, and you have to be able to charge your phone, so you have to be careful using that. If you've ever had a thing where you lost power due to a hurricane or a tornado or weather or winter or whatever, and if you're hopefully you're doing all right with this winter weather. I know there's going to be snow in a lot of places in the country, so hopefully you'll be okay and hunker down and got your supplies on there too. And I don't miss that at all. I think my dad's going to be okay with the weather-wise because he's in southern New Jersey, South Jersey, but North Jersey, Northeast Pennsylvania, New York, Massachusetts, Northeast, like that, supposedly gets more snow. So, it really sucks to lose power. And you can't really cook. You can't really do anything. You don't want to open the refrigerator because you don't want to let the cold air out. And hopefully the stuff keeps in your refrigerator too, Mike Singer says, we have 2 feet of snow in Utah. Man. 2 feet, that's a lot. Or is that not a lot in Utah? Like, do you guys care? Like, that's good. That's nothing, right? Because when I was in Jersey, they would brine the roads or salt the roads or, plow the roads, and they had a budget for that. When I was in Alabama in the South, they definitely didn't because you wouldn't leave your place when it snowed. They got to let it melt or whatever. They didn't have the budget for the plowing and the ice and the snow, and they prepare for that. But hopefully in a budget like Utah, you should, because that's a pretty big thing. South Life says, I'm in South Jersey. Where are you at, South Life? Yeah, it's funny. Tim says snowing here now, so it's cool, right? And you would think, like, the one thing that I always talk about in the world of The Walking Dead, especially since they're in Georgia, and then you're in Virginia, then they're in Ohio, and like people are in, Camden County. But where in Camden County, Soul Life? Because I know Camden County very well. I know the spots very well there too. So I'm from Camden County, Gloucester Township. So you would think that the zombie apocalypse the zombies would, Atco Berlin, very cool. I've been there. I know the Berlin Mart. I know Atco Speedway. I know all about that, my guy. Or girl, I don't know if Soul Life, but that's awesome. So South Jersey representing. But you would think that the zombies would wear down. Gloucester Township police are the worst. Yeah, I bet. That's funny. GT, Gloucester Township. But you would think the zombies would freeze, thaw, freeze, thaw, freeze, thaw, and that would like wear down the body. Like as someone was freezing, you think their legs and stuff would break and their bones would be brittle and stuff, especially over the years of the zombie apocalypse, right? Because everything wears down. And that's one of the things I would knock on, The Walking Dead zombies. There were so many of them, over the years. Just so many survived year after year after year after year. Like the zombie apocalypse was like 10 plus years. And there were still so many zombies. People were like, well, there'd be new people dying all the time. Well, not really. The majority of the people would die right away and become zombies. And then, so if you had 1 million survivors scattered around the United States, that's a lot of people. But it's throughout the United States. In big cities, people would be decimated right away, pretty much right on. Zach Dixon, Masked Ninja. Hey, PT. Been a while since I've been on here. How are you? I'm doing well. How about you, Zach Dixon? So hopefully you had a good holiday. And, for 2024, do you guys have any goals or vacations or anything coming up? Because, I don't like the term resolution. What's your New Year's resolution? Like, what do you need to resolve? That just is stupid. We need to change that and get rid of that. What are your goals? What are your New Year's goals? What are your goals for 2024 and beyond, right? So in therapy, we always have short-term goals and long-term goals, right? So a short-term goal would be, a couple weeks. A long-term goal could be more weeks, so a couple months. So if you can, make some goals, try to achieve them. Realistic goals, short-term goals, like a couple days, weeks, or months. Try to do something at the end of the year. No, I can't. John, I'm sorry. I'm not going to really get into anime. Just not for me, my guy. That's more for you and the anime fans. And there's nothing wrong with it, in my opinion. But I just got other stuff going on. And maybe eventually I'll check out something there. But you never know. Just nothing right now. Rob Cases, we got over an inch of snow here yesterday, another half inch today. So be careful, Rob K, and everyone be safe with the snow and the ice. That's the biggest thing, is like driving in the ice and the snow. Like that's just the crazy part where it's dangerous too. So yeah, my goal is to always write the date year as 2024, not 2020 this year. I've already messed up. Yeah, like I type a lot of things for my job, so I don't really write a lot of stuff, so I can just edit it. But yeah, for a time there, I was typing 23. But yeah, 24, that's the common mistake. So it takes a good couple. It's like when you have daylight savings, when you fall back, spring ahead, it's always throwing off your sleep cycle and this and that and the time change. The same thing with January. Like, that's not a time change, but it's one of those things where it's annoying because you have to write a new year. It kind of sucks because we don't have any time off. Like, we just had Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. And after New Year's Day, you got a long month that's just crazy, right? And it's just like a long time. It's just one of those things where you can't really just have anything off. Like I wouldn't have any time off until Memorial Day from my job unless I took time off, which hopefully it'll take time off in February and then, a couple other things here and there. But this is crazy. It's this crazy amount of time. So it's one of those things where it's like, ugh. Latte Cheeto Q&A. Please don't spam the chat with a million of the same question. Do you think Michonne will ever get a katana upgrade or use a machete like in the game? Do you think she will fight someone with a sword? I think she's got to use her sword, right? I mean, there's pictures of her with her katana and her gear, with or without the samurai attire. So yeah, I don't know if she's going to get an upgrade. I mean, I want to see her get it sharpened, and maybe they can see, because we know that we're going to see Jadis and Rick and Michonne, and we're going to see Rick and Jadis in like a market, a bazaar, a marketplace. So it would be really cool if we saw Michonne able to get her katana upgraded with getting it sharpened. Or like, you would think she would have to get it upgraded or repaired at some point, right? She has a katana and she was killing walkers with it, and she was hitting rebar with it. Remember the one with the wolves, and she couldn't get through because the piece of rebar was there and she kept hitting it? That would chip the blade. So you would think that she would get it. You would see her working on it, improving it, getting it, taken care of. And that's what I've always liked to see in like stories and video games and stuff. Like, I love the idea in games when you start with a certain amount of gear and weapons and attire and just everything, and then you upgrade it. You can hold more. You can upgrade your capacity or your strength or your power, your agility, your endurance, your health, your whatever, all that stuff. And that's kind of what it would be to kind of see with Michonne. And I know it's fictional and it's not real and it's not this, but the one thing about the Walking Dead universe is that it felt not real, but like realistic to a point. It's zombies, so come on, right? And it's not real, but, it's a thing like that too. Like, if this happened, there's got to be the continuity of things that would happen. Like, you can't shoot a zombie in the head and kill the brain, and somehow it survives and somehow it doesn't. It was always kind of annoying, especially on Fear the Walking Dead, when they would have this little knife and they would stab it through the bottom of the mouth. And then the knife would only reach, like, here. The brain's up here. Like, it's not getting to the brain. But it's like, and then that would kill the walker. Like, come on, it's just so stupid. Like, Fear the Walking Dead, time and time again, was just so dumb. Time and time again. Over and over. Season after season after season after episode after everything was just nonsense. And just like, and it's annoying because The Walking Dead is and was amazing. And it was such like the gold standard of zombie stuff. And then you have this offshoot of the same name, but no main characters except for Morgan in season 4. And it's like, what are we doing with this show? Mike Singer, Michigan versus Washington. Who wins the college football playoff game? Well, the national championship game, I don't know, because Michigan should win. I think Michigan's the best overall team. But Washington has the best offensive line, supposedly. A better quarterback, I'm guessing, right? But I don't know if Washington's defense can keep up with Michigan's offense and vice versa. Because Michigan's defense should get to Penix a little bit. They're going to be a tough thing to get to. Penix is not going to have this amazing game. If he does, they win. I'm rooting for good football. I don't care who wins either way because both are going to be winning a title that haven't really won for a long time, if at all. I don't think Washington's ever won, and Michigan hasn't won one for a long time. But ultimately, it's awesome to see two different teams in there. I personally was rooting for Michigan to play Texas. But as I'm saying this, I kind of want Washington to win because it's kind of a cool story with the team and the offense. And they're a big school. I mean, they're undefeated and they were great, but I don't know. So who do you think Michael's going to win? Who do you think is going to win in the national championship game? But either one, I'm fine with. It's cool. Jonathan Wilder, Q&A. Do actors go into training with weapons, or since it's fake, well, you have to train. I guess any story can be dumb and you can do this and try this and figure it out. But I think anytime there's weapons, fake or real, or anything there's a propensity for someone to get hurt, you have to have quality assurance. You have to make sure everything's going to be safe. Because imagine if someone gets injured. That's a lawsuit. That person could sue the company, the production, everyone involved, because where were the checks and balances? Where was this? I thought it was and I'm sure that's happened over the years, the many years of cinema, but you have to have training. Especially with, there's a big thing that I used to see when Keanu Reeves was doing the John Wick movies. He had to do weapons training with a course, and he was firing live ammunition. And of course, he's not firing live ammunition when he's filming the movies, but he was using the weapons like he was training it. And I have the same thing. And Norman Reedus was training with crossbows. So you were actually training with it. And as an actor, or just as a person, I would love that. I would love to be able to work on skills and fight choreography and action sequences and driving skills and weapons performance and just everything. It's just awesome too. So, Diana, when does From start again? So they're filming the 3rd season right now, and they've been filming for a little bit now because they started in December. So I don't know. We're thinking like June. We're thinking probably like a summer show, because if they film December, January, February, March, so say they film 4 months, April, May, June, that's 3 months for post-production. I think that's a lot of time, but I don't know. I don't know. All I know is, I don't want to give anything away, but in From, these people, they need to talk more. They need to have town meetings. They need to get all on the same page. And if they don't in season 3, I'm going to be like, what are these writers doing? Because it's nonsense over and over and over again that Boyd and Tabitha and Jim and Victor and all these people, Jade, everybody, they don't talk to each other to say, I saw this, or you saw this, or I'm going. No one talks to each other to say what's going on, to have a plan. It's just, it's like, have a meeting, please, a town meeting or a meeting of the people that run, Colony House, or just to have people work together. They just need to work together, and they really need to do a lot of that in season 3 too. So, but it's good. It's a good show too. So, but yeah, guys, 7 weeks to go for the return of Rick Grimes. Michonne should be awesome. I'm excited. Hopefully you're excited too. So we'll be doing live streams from now for a long time. I don't have any time off. We're not doing anything. No holidays, no anything as well. So hopefully the trailer comes out sooner rather than later. Like, it needs to be coming out in like the next 2 weeks, I'm hoping. I don't know why. Like, there's enough hype around it. There's enough things. Like, I don't need a teaser. Like, I don't need a teaser of like a CRM banner, or someone going in a door, someone opening a car door, someone walking into a garage, someone biting into an apple. Like, I don't need stupid little teasers like that. I need an actual trailer. Like, the teaser trailer was pretty good. Like, we see Rick and we see this and blah, blah, blah. But I need more of that. We need to get a little bit more. But I guess they don't want to give too much away, because I don't know. Because I still think there's a good possibility that Rick loses his hand. And I think they want to keep that for the show if that's going to happen. You don't want to give everything away. You don't want to spoil anything. You don't want to ruin anything. You don't want to just, give anything away in the trailer. And sometimes that's what happens in shows and movies and everything. Sometimes the trailer is the best parts of the movie or the series, or the season, than, stuff. But we'll have to see. I mean, we get it when we get it, and that's it. But I don't need any more little stupid teasers. Like, don't give me a teaser for a week and then put a trailer up. Come on, Gimple, Kirkman, the powers that be at AMC, have it done too. So, I don't think Michonne needs to be a Kuye. Like, I don't need. She's two different characters, two different things too. But it would be kind of cool if she did it with a spear. And she had a spear, like her katana was knocked over there, and she grabs a spear and like she kills a walker, or it breaks or something, and she's like, huh. Like, she makes like a reference to it, and we're like, hey, the Black Panther, that'd be kind of cool. Oh, we also watched Aquaman 2, The Lost Kingdom. It's pretty good. Like, it's not a bad movie. Jason Momoa is a good Aquaman. It's a good, decent movie for DC. Now, it's not great by any means, and I thought Amber Heard was going to be in it far less. She's actually in it a decent amount for after, what she was in because of the whole thing with Johnny Depp and everything. But she's still in the movie, and it's pretty cool. So definitely check it out. It's worth watching, especially if you like Jason Momoa and the first Aquaman. It's a good, sequel to it. We'll have to see. Did I watch the first one? Yeah, I watched the first Aquaman and everything else too. So, Brendan, do you see The Ones Who Live having a season 2 and or Andrew Lincoln staying around? I don't know. I hope so. I don't know, but yeah, but again, Rob, she's still in the movie way more than I thought. I thought she was going to be in the movie for 10 seconds, but she's in it, far more than I thought. Yes, you should watch Breaking Bad. Will it take no? It's not going to take too much time. You should watch Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, El Camino, and all that good stuff. It's worth watching for sure. All right, guys, that's my hour. I'll be back next Sunday to talk about the Walking Dead universe, any other shows or movies or anything like that. Hopefully good news about the Cowboys winning today against the Commanders, but hopefully we'll find out next Sunday if they got home field advantage throughout the playoffs because they'll be the second seed, hopefully, but we'll see how it plays out. Hopefully your team's in the running, and enjoy tonight's episode, shows, movies, games, whatever you're into, and be safe with the winter wonderland around there with the snow. But I'll be back, and remember, guys, with hard work and dedication, belief and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself, you can do it. It's all about working hard, staying, working on stuff, and I'll be back next Sunday. See you guys. See ya.